Hello to whoever is watching this. I have been nominated by Jessica Barber to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, and as you can see, there is no ice and there is no bucket, but hopefully there will be a challenge. I decided to not donate to ALS just because of the controversy surrounding the ethics of the research, but I am grateful for the Ice Bucket Challenges that actually did make me more aware of the disease and how just horrible and how sad it is. I would like to use this opportunity to do a different kind of challenge. When I was nominated, I had to go through the process of deciding, do I actually want to donate? I have no problem dumping ice on my head, but do I want to donate to this cause? And I decided I didn't want to, but it did get me thinking about where does my money go? How charitable, how generous have I been? And I decided that I haven't been generous enough, which is anyone. But so I started looking into organizations that interested me. And then also I tried to find one that I thought was really legitimate, that I could do the research and decide, okay, my money is going to somewhere that I want it to go, that they're going to use it the way that I think they should. And the organization that I found is called ALARM, stands for African Leadership and Reconciliation Ministries. It is in Rwanda. It was started by people in Rwanda, and now they do have some staff that is in the U.S., but it was founded by Africans for Africa. The three things that they do are they develop leaders, they reconcile relationships, and they transform communities. And if you know anything about the history of Rwanda, you know how vitally important this work is. In 1994, there was a genocide, and it was kind of part of a civil war. But between 500,000 and 1 million people were killed. And these were, it wasn't just a war, war is brutal, but these people were shot in front of their families, murdered, raped, and it was just horrible. And what this organization, ALARM, has done is they've come in and they've said, you know what, let me rewind. Lots of the perpetrators, if not all of them, were released back into the communities that they destroyed. And this was a choice by the government. And so the people who were affected by it were kind of left with this choice. They didn't have a choice whether they were going to live with these people in their communities or not, but they had a choice whether they would forgive them or whether they would continue to live in hate. And this organization has come in and helped the church to actually start forgiving these people. So there are two reasons why I chose this organization to promote. One is that on their website, you can find exactly where they give their money. They're honest about how much they use for travel expenses versus actually developing leaders and such. And I really appreciate that, and I think that's one good sign that a organization is worth giving your money to. And secondly, is just the passion behind this organization. The founder, his dad was actually killed in the genocide, and yet he has chosen to come back and say, look, I forgive the person that killed him, and I think we should all do the same. He has been persecuted for his beliefs. He's been put in jail. And yet he is still passionate about this. It's a hard message to hear, the one of forgiveness, that we need to forgive those who have hurt us. And so I understand the way that these people reacted against him and his message, and yet he persists. And I think that's another good sign of a good organization, is that it's passionate about what it does it for the right reasons, and that you can see that. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to give or not. Thus far, I've only done the research, and I think that it is an outstanding organization. On September 4th, they are having a donor match sort of day up to $35,000. So if you do want to donate, I'll put the link below, and you can check out the organization for yourself. But the real reason I made this video is not to bring awareness to the genocide. It wasn't to bring awareness of the organization, but really it's to preach the same message that this organization does, of forgiveness. These people have been through things I can't even imagine. So many people were killed, and so brutally, and I haven't experienced anything close to that. And yet there are people in my life that I have chosen to not forgive fully. And so my challenge in this video is not to give money to an organization, although that is great. My challenge is for you as an individual and as a community to forgive. Forgive people that are close to you. Forgive people that you put up with, but you haven't really fully forgiven. The grace that has been extended to us through the cross, I mean, how can we see that and not forgive our neighbor? I know I'm guilty of it, but when you really sit down and think about it, who are we to not forgive when we have been forgiven so much more than we deserve? And I think that's kind of the nature of forgiveness. People don't deserve it, and yet it's so freeing when we do forgive because it's what we're supposed to do. So that's my challenge for this video. Go out, forgive someone. The first person that came into your mind is probably the person that needs it the most. So forgive them. It might take a little while, but start thinking about it. And I think communities, relationships can be transformed when we do this. So that's my challenge for you today. Not entertaining. There was no ice or water involved. If you want me to do that just for funsies, for entertainment, I can do that. But I hope I hope you listened to the end, and I hope that at least one person was challenged to forgive. I know I was. It probably wasn't really the purpose of the Ice Bucket Challenge, but it did affect me, and I'm thankful for it. So thank you for listening and putting up with me, and we'll see you later.